There we go. That's YouTube online there. Let's just make sure. Yes, it is. Okay, that didn't work the first time. I hit start stream and it connected to the Twitch, but didn't connect to YouTube, but now it's working. So I will put my links into the chat and then we'll get going here. If you've got money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial assessment / consultation with me. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. That is Dave Ramsey's company. And you can do that at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. Link is at the top of the chat and in the video description below. Okay, that's all the links. Alrighty, and you can email me about that, about financial coaching, about anything Ramsey, or you can email me about anything on my YouTube channel, which includes Oak Island, the Ramsey stuff, financial stuff, video gaming, computer stuff, which I'm doing now. I'm doing episode number 21. This was last week, number 20. The music that I've written, I didn't write the music, I just wrote the words to these songs about the Ramsey stuff. But anyway, you can email me again, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, if you'd like to donate, if you like what's going on my channel, would like to support me. PayPal.me / Coach Steve Money. Best way you can support me is by subscribing. Please subscribe, like, and comment. All right. Let's get rid of where it says. There we go. Got rid of the tech support banner, and let's go to tech support. Oh yeah, I didn't queue up the theme today. I'll sing it without the music. I know you're thrilled about that, but it goes like this. It goes tech support, maybe occasionally a witty retort. Tech support, don't forget your covers on your TPS reports. Okay. And that's all we got on that. We got the Coke Zero Sugar happening. So we're all good. We go to, what is it called? Reddit. Forgot for a second. Reddit.com /r/tech support, and we sort by new. Atlantic 1 minute ago. Is there any way to get a low resolution grainy picture enhanced? There's like some tricks you can do to make it look better, etc., etc. You have it. You see it on like all the FBI shows or whatever, the police shows, where they do that and they like focus in and stuff. There's like some tricks you can do to it to make it do that. I don't know if there's any particular software that you would use for that though. I don't know if there's any software that can enhance it. It doesn't really enhance it. It like tricks it kinda. It like puts a, like changes the background or whatever so that certain things would show up better, that kind of thing. Puts like a different puts things in different colors, that kind of thing. It's just tricks, basically. It can't make a bad resolution better. Let's see. This from the debacle is the right word. Requesting help with sound card and DAC. That is, what is that? That's dedicated audio or something card? No, it's something like that, I think. Let's see. I'm requesting your assistance with the issue I'm having. Have damaged the optical output on my onboard Asus X570E. Okay. Currently set up as for sound is an audio engine D1 DAC that's powering a 5 Plus and a sub via USB. No clue. Notice the bit rate's higher and slight sound difference when using the optical out rather than the current USB out for audio. My question is, would it be okay to use the Sound Blaster A85 Plus and expect better sound? I don't know. I don't know about that. Gaming Robot XX PC audio bug. Maybe I can fix this audio problem. Excuse me. Recently got a new GPU, that's graphical processing unit, that is a video card, and did a few stuff, a few, right AJ? And now my audio keeps cutting out, maybe. And this when I go to the volume tab, it bugged out and glitches. Someone please help me. That started after I pulled my old GPU out when my PC was on. Boop, boop, boo doo. You don't mess around inside your computer when it's on. Turn it off first before making any hardware changes. And I would even do that with like solid state drives or SATA, any SATA drive. It's supposed to be plug and play like that, or hot swappable rather. But I wouldn't even do that. Turn it off and do that. Turn it off and unplug it even before you change out hardware. And playing a video, then the video started to buffer, so I turned it off. Now it is lagging. Some please help me. I don't know. What's that got to do with the audio? Oh, got a new and did a few stuff, and sounds like it was having problems with his graphics card. I don't know. This is either some kid or somebody that English is not first language, or if English is their first language, it seems like the English is not first language. So I don't understand exactly what is going on here. As far as if you have audio problems, first thing you would do would be to try to change out the driver. If you're using a Windows standard driver, you would try the driver from the motherboard manufacturer's website. If you're already using the driver from the motherboard audio website and you have a problem with it, you can check it by removing that and rebooting and letting Windows install the default Windows driver for it. Alright, USB boot, the lovely Servine. Will disabling the legacy boot option for USB on my laptop prevent a USB related no bootable device incident? What? Prevent. Let's see. That particular brand and model. It's relying on UEFI boot. With disabling boot function for USBs on the legacy ROMs, still permit access to the storage on the stick. Yes. That's just disabling boot from it. Once you boot to Windows, you can still access a USB stick. I also want to ask if there are other ways to prevent USB-based booting fail incidents if the aforementioned idea doesn't work. I don't know what they mean fail incidents. You either want it to be able to boot from USB flash drives or not. So I don't know what the fail incidence is. Maybe they're having a particular problem with their computer regarding that. But yeah, either you want them to boot from it or not. So I'm not really understanding that one either. Is my laptop done for? And I hate to say it, and I don't know how old the Brock 22344 is, but the kids today are very, they exaggerate a lot. So basically after school today, okay, so theoretically kid or college, it decided to pour rain and my poor HP laptop got all wet. I don't know the model, but it just tried to turn it on. It would not turn on. I pressed the power button so many times, and the screen wouldn't turn on. And there's this little small red light where the charger goes in, and it's just blinking. Is my laptop done for? Maybe you just plug in the charger and pray. No, they already told them let it dry fully. Water doesn't necessarily damage electronics, but if they are on and there's still water left and you turn it on, that might short them, right? How can I dry it out? I can just put it on the side. To be honest, he didn't need that part. He didn't need that part in there. We would believe you even if you didn't put, to be honest. There's no sure way to tell when it's completely dry, right? I would take it apart as much as you can, right? And keep it in a dry, warm place with good airflow for a minimum 2 to 3 days, but it could be like a week before it's fully dry, right? If you can remove the battery from it, do so too, absolutely. And the problem with that, if it's just rain, it might not be as bad, but the problem is you can think it's dry, and there can just be microscopic amount of water left, and that can still cause the machine to corrode, components on the motherboard to corrode, so you can still run into problems even if you clean it, even if you take the motherboard out and clean it with 100% alcohol. You could still have stuff remaining on it. The worst thing is sugar. That really kills it, which maybe we shouldn't be eating as much sugar as people do. Of course, I have diabetes, so I definitely shouldn't anyway. But that is interesting. But yeah, sugar is worse for your motherboard than the water is. So yeah, trying to turn it on, having it plugged in was bad. It certainly didn't help it. It might not have screwed it up. But yeah, it can go either way. It can go either way, dog. But yeah, you do have to let it dry out for, I would say, probably days, just like the other gentleman said. Or female. It could be. Anybody can do tech support. It doesn't have to be a man. This is from Rabies the Rabbit. Awesome name. Open data recovery. External hard disk drive. And again, a hard disk drive is the most likely component to be bad in any computer. Turn raw on its own, and I want to fix it, or at least recover it is data. I just had a thing like this at my actual work, and did have an external hard drive, and it did that exact same thing. Now what that means is that when you have, and it's not just unallocated. It's when you buy a drive and it's completely empty, you connect it to a computer, and you see that it's unallocated. And then what you do is you partition it. We put like a software layer on it, and then you format that software layer, and then it's ready for you to install Windows on or put data on. Or if you like other operating systems, whatever. But that's how that works. So if it just goes to raw, that's basically, it's lost the files, it's lost the formatting, and lost the partition. So you basically, it's not quite back to unallocated. It still shows, like if you've had, like in this case of this drive that I worked on the past few days, it has 2 different partitions in there, and so now there's 2 raw partitions. So it doesn't go back to completely unallocated, but almost. And so definitely has had some kind of issue, either bad drive or something else caused that. Corruption, etc., etc. So, but the drive that I worked on, I tested the drive and it tested fine. That doesn't necessarily mean, and I was also able to recover data from it, but it doesn't necessarily mean if you test a drive, because I've had plenty of drives test good, and then I go to try to install Windows on them, and it doesn't install, there's errors. And so I take that drive out and put another drive in with the exact same computer. Everything else is the same except the drive 1 and drive 2. And Windows works on drive 2. So that means that the first drive is bad. So, and it doesn't have anything to do with the partition on it or anything like that, because when I install Windows, I always delete all the partitions, so it's completely bare, so there's nothing on there that would cause a problem, unless it's a bad drive. Oh, but they want to do recover data. First of all, don't do the apostrophe right there, because apostrophe means it is, not belonging to it. You would not have apostrophe there. But let's see. They want to get the data, so that's a lot of background stuff. None of that matters. None of that matters. Let's see. Use recover it. Use US Partition Master Suite, Mini Tool Partition Wizard, and Recover, I think that is. And they all get stuck at 5%. That's probably good. The drive's probably bad. Let the use US run check file system, FYLE, awesome, for a night, because at least it was showing me the progress. But if it gets to this stage, 5% total, 1%. That takes like a couple of minutes. It starts saying file record segment unreadable, and then the next line is another segment that's unreadable. Okay. Yeah, like none of this matters. It's probably a bad drive. The device doesn't look physically broken. Okay, doesn't matter. You can't see inside of it. But as far as recovering the data, those I've used successfully before. Where's that list of stuff? Beep, 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 beep. Let's see, is he putting, or she, is it Ravy's a rabbit? The drive, how are you doing? Plug it in. If it's an external, you pop open the casing and you put it inside a. If it's not working, if it's not showing up with the USB cable, if it's showing up as a drive letter, then you can try to get data off of it. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Recover it. I might have used that one once. I've used the Ease US software. The Mini Tool Partition Wizard, not for data recovery though, but and Recover. I've had great luck with Recover, but the last time, just on this last one that I've worked on at my job, I tried to use Recover as well, and that did not work. I'm trying to think of what I ended up working on. I'm trying to remember what I did. What did somebody say there? Oh, that's just the auto moderator. What the heck name is that? Oh, come on. All right, let's just Google. Steve Google stuff. Everybody loves to watch me Google stuff. I don't know. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it because it's the first time I used it. Let's see. Recover files from raw partition software. No, it's not Clever Files. There's the EUS Data Recovery Wizard. Genius Data Recovery, Handy Recovery, Mini Tool. None of it. M3 Data Recovery. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully I can find it because I would love to recommend it since it did work. Stellar. That's what it is. Stellar. Stellar something. I don't think that's what it is. No. Stellar Data Recovery. Stellar Info. Yep, that's the one. Stellarinfo.com. Yep. Similar situation, but not with, but not with all those errors. you probably have a damaged, let's say defective drive there. Whoops. Have raw partitions, though, and none of the software you mentioned worked. I tried Stellar Info. Stellarinfo.com. Stellarinfo.com, and it did work. You can use it without paying to see if it can recover files. But to actually save those files, save more than 1 gigabyte of files, you have to pay for it. All right. I need an assistant to type that in while I continue to entertain people. We will work on that in the future. Alrighty. Probably can't do anything about this. Let's see. Denial of service is what that stands for, and that's not the. If you do DOS, they're all the same. They're all capital letters. Disk operating system. This is denial of service floods causing local device bans. Oh, okay, so he's getting denial of service floods to his router, and then the internet saying, well, we're not going to let your router work correctly then. So, and I don't know how you would clear that up. I don't know if you can. Might have to buy a different router. Let's see. And even then, it would be based on the IP address, I think, of your internet service, even before it gets to the router. All right, this is Saber of the Abyss. 36 minutes ago. External hard drive can't download large game files. Why can't it? Hello, I have a 1 terabyte USB drive I use to download games for my gaming laptop. Not a gamer if you get a laptop. Your laptops are going to be not as good as the same components in a desktop because of the heat issue, because everything's so compact in a laptop. So you will have throttling due to the heat. He says it runs well though, and I can play what I downloaded with no issue. However, I always have the same problem when it comes to downloading larger game files. For example, I tried multiple times to download Lost Ark to my drive from Steam, more or less 70 gigabytes. Okay, always get a disk error when it's mid-download. I was trying to download Genshin Impact and the same error occurs. This shouldn't be happening, taking into account that I actually had Genshin in my laptop's local hard drive in class and played it with no problems. So it's not a logical graphics issue, nor a file size issue, because these games, of course, are nowhere near the 1 terabyte. I'm honestly clueless as to why this happened. So 10 people have commented already. You get a disk error. You have a bad drive, and people don't. I mean, it could be a kid that doesn't know any better, maybe, but even like adults are like, they have this problem. They have the problem with like money too, and money problems. As whereas if it was happening to somebody else, you could think logically and just tell them it's a disk. You probably got a bad disk drive. But since it's their own, they can't see because they don't want it to be a bad disk drive, I guess, or they just, I don't know. He's focused on the file sizes of them. He's focused on the past where he's had the same game on a different drive on his actual hard drive inside his laptop. He's, and then that happens a lot with people. So it's not a local graphics issue. Why would it be a local graphics issue? It says disk error, and so let's just check. Is it possible FAT32 file system being used instead of NTFS? Probably you would put FAT32 on there if you want. Actually, you put exFAT on there if you wanted to be able to move it back and forth between a Mac and a Windows computer. This is an external drive again we're talking about. Right click on the drive, open the property windows. He stops to put on it before he goes to do it. It is FAT32. That's a problem. Due to the 4 GB file size limit, any program that attempts to write anything larger will be met with an outer space or similar error. I still think it's bad though, since he got a disk error. I would still think it's bad. So, all right, well, I don't know everything, so that's possible. What is he trying to do? To switch it to what? NTFS. Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. Yep, erase the entire disk. Now, yeah, I mean, if you erase the entire disk, you can go ahead and delete the partition as well and start over from scratch and partition it and then format it into whichever one you want to do instead of just this converting thing. All right. Cool. That's from Intracellular. Stubborn internet issues, possibly TCP specific. Okay, let's see. Over a year now, I've been struggling with a frustrating set of internet issues on my desktop only. Well, let me stop right here before I continue and tell you that I see, when I do this, I see so many people posting on here, well, I got a brand new computer and then this didn't work, so I tried this and this and this. I swapped out the power supply. It's a brand new computer. You take it back to where you got it from or send it back to where you got it from. If you take a brand new computer out of the box, you should not have to fix it. That would be like going to the auto dealership and buying a car and taking it home and then seeing that the tires don't work or something like that. And having to get new tires on it. New computers should work without you having to fix them or change any settings, etc., etc. So, yeah, so that's my little rant on that. All right, where were we? Frustrating set of internet issues on my desktop only. I use a wired connection with a very short cable, as the router is immediately next to my tower. Okay, great. For some applications, including online gaming, Discord, and Zoom meetings, there are no issues. Online gaming, there's no issues either? Okay. YouTube videos loading at very low quality by default. You would just change the quality on there and then it remembers, I think, after you change it one time. Elements of site like Twitch never loading, but does that mean emote images not being displayed, clickable? So that's some sites not working correctly. Alright, just various issues, just many problems. I've been able to find things that have problems. Seems to primarily use TCP protocol, while the things that work fine use UDP. Okay. Let's see if no other problems with other devices connected, just the desktop. Probably the desktop is the only thing wired though, other than the router. Let's see, as we probably fiddling with port forwarding, changing cable, restarting router, setting a static IP address. ISP is Verizon. Load speeds are as expected when tested with both Verizon and third party and Windows 10 bridge program. Brief testing with Firefox. If anyone has any idea how to fix the problem, okay. Connect directly to the modem and reboot. If it works, the problem is the router. Try a different one. If it doesn't work, how about if the issue persists? How about that? If the issue persists, I don't know what else would I do then. I would fresh install Windows on another hard drive, disconnecting all your drives. Yep. All right. Okay, bought a single AirPod and it won't connect. All right, yeah, I don't know anything about AirPods. Just Nagato. My C drive filled up after it extracted an exe file to it. I can't find where it went. Alright, and this, maybe a kid, maybe another. I want to stream Metal Gear Rising to my friends, but I can't unless I get this out of my PC. Well, yeah. Why do you have that on your PC? What did you... I've been searching for a while now, can't find where it automatically went and gave up after my drive filled up. Check temp files, like a lot of the posts here said I should check, but it was empty. Oh, must have posted more than once. I just want to stream Metal Gear to Rising to my friends, but I can't unless I get this out of my PC. Okay, here we go. This, I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. Someone please help me. Maybe you can leave that, but it doesn't matter what you want to do with it. Only the problem matters to a tech. I mean, it just depends on what in the world that was. After my C drive filled up after it extracted an exe file to it. Do it. Oh, let's see. What? Whoops. What? Whoops. And if the drive is full, you can't install like Malwarebytes to scan for malware on it. What exe was that? Did you download it? If so, where from? If you can install, I'll just leave it at that. Because you're not going to be able to install, so on a full drive you can't install anything. From Geo Sunset Moth, interesting. How can I make sure that all my programs cache? That is correct, right there. And app data are saved to a hard drive and not my solid state drive. You can't do that. Bought a new SSD, formatted my whole computer, and I'm gonna reinstall all my applications. But I want everything that is not essential to be. That is essential on. Yeah, that is essential to be on the hard drive. You can't separate those from that. I don't think those are not. Like you could, like where it has. Let's see. This PC, local disk C, users. This one is i5. Like you could have it set to put the your documents, download files. You could have that set to be on it like any other drive. But the stuff he's talking about, or she, you can't do that as far as I know. Let's see what the... by the way, another problem. I use some very cache-heavy programs and I don't want to ruin another SSD. You think it's gonna not ruin a hard disk drive? Those are much more likely to fail. When installing Visual Studio, I noticed a big chunk of it went to C, even though the program itself was in F. How do I stop that from happening? Because it's a program information. It's not like the files that are used as part of the program. It's like install information. It's the cache and the other. What else did you say? An app data, yeah. So yeah, that's the way it's designed. I don't think you can change that. Let's see, you need to change and recompile the applications themselves. They're written and designed to use locations where the EOS is installed. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. What do you say? You need to change and recompile the application themselves. Okay, he's being a little snarky there. Because basically he's telling them to rewrite the application. So, yeah, a little snark from that guy, but seem to know what he's talking about on that. Swaped needs another P there to be swapped. This is from Tidius. Swap PC parts, a new case. Explosion and smell of burnt wire. Okay, it's all dead, probably. Swept my PC parts from an old computer to recently bought something. Got a fan controller from 5000D. I don't know. Installed the 4000D. Oh, okay. These are cases, I guess. Replace the CPU thermal paste. That's not going to stop an explosion. Even told us it's the Arctic MX5. Like it matters. And then reinstalled the Hyper Q12 Plus. That is the CPU heatsink fan right there. So put that on there. The CPU booted without any issue as I expected. After that, without turning it off, I was placing the right side panel when suddenly a mini explosion. That means you probably hit something with the panel. You probably touched it on something and it wasn't grounded or something. Who knows? Yeah, started to smell burnt cable. PC shut it down and immediately, maybe not English your first language, so disconnected it from the wall cord. Yeah, the PC was working fine until I made it exploded. I don't know what might have killed it. Yeah, I mean it could have been just static. Electricity would do it. That again, like I said before, you don't with the person that took his video card out while it was on. Don't do that. Smell was coming from the power supply to the wall cord cable. I would assume that. I would throw away the cable as well. and not take the chance. Cables are cheap. PSU needs replacement since it's 10, not because it's 10 years old, but because you blew it up. Yeah, I would start there and just try, try to see if the motherboard still responds, if you still get video, etc., etc. But I mean, on a bad, if the power supply is bad and connected, and you try to turn it on, that could damage any of the your other components. But yeah. Oh, let's see. What? I don't think we need to. Let's look at it. Well, he got my curiosity up. What's the problem there? It looks like that's a fan hub. Alright. Those should be straight. I don't know why they're at an angle like that. But, This is the bottom of the motherboard, by the way. And that's the motherboard platform inside the case that the motherboard screws to. There's one of the screws right there. I can't tell. Why does he have that circled? I mean, everything. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell. If like anything's burnt on it, but it doesn't have to be. All right. No, check cabling and check everything near the side panel. Yeah, I don't know why did he circle the fan controller, and that's what he was saying is that's on the back there. And so, placing the right side panel. So if you're looking at it, the right side, that would be the back of it. So that would be right where he showed us. Okay, let's look at it again. And normally you don't have this problem because this doesn't happen that much. It's happening more and more now, where you would hook the solid state drives up like this. But normally it's just like cables that are back here. This having this circuit board back here, that means when my boy was putting the panel on there, that means the panel's metal. That means he touched any of that on there, and since he did that while it was on, yeah. I mean, and just because that is not part of the actual board, these cables. Let's see. These four would go out to fans, and this one is the controller, and that would go to the motherboard. And so it could have the explosion, and it'd go right through this cord and kill the motherboard. What is going on right there? Oh, that doesn't make it any bigger. That's what she said. I was wondering what was up with that. You see how that looks iffy right there? I don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting on that. But yeah, so yeah, he could have screwed the peach on that. But yeah, basically what you have to do is just like rebuild it. I mean, I would take that fan controller out of there and not use that ever again. Yeah, and just see what's up. See if all your parts are good. This is from XX Blind Shot. XX 550 watt Asus Gold power supply for a RTX 3070 Ti. So what you want to do here is buy a 3070 RTX price. Yeah, this is how they're selling them. They're selling them like in like with cases and stuff to get more money from. So $500 for RTX 3070. That was in 2020, so it's not costing that much now. Oh, let's see what the Best Buy has it for. Oh, is it really? That's not bad. Is that right? Do they have those in stock? No, sold out. Let's try Micro Center. RTX 3070. See if they have any. They do. Okay, lowest price. Okay, come on, show me an actual card. There we go. Okay. $719. So you're going to pay $720 if you got the absolute lowest price one. You're going to pay that, and then you're going to cheap out on the power supply when you can buy for $20 more. You can buy probably a 1,000-watt power supply. The problem with that is that you not only have to power up the heavy-duty $720 video card, you not only have to power that, but you have to power all the rest of the motherboard and everything else that's plugged into it as well. And again, why cheap out? I mean, at least a 750 watt. So let's see if it's on. Yeah, that's 290 watt power usage from just the graphical processing unit, not including spikes, right? So yeah. Well, it does all, and I'm using yeah. If it's short term use, you should be fine. Yeah, I would recommend at minimum 750. I would go ahead and get 1,000 watt. Why not? Why not? It's not that much money if you just paid $720 for a video card. But sure, go ahead and use your 550 watt, and then if it kills the video card, sorry about that. Time is 8:50. Right. Audio white noise, racist. No fix. So I've had my PC for over 2 years, and I've had this problem since then. Had my PC for over 2 years now. Well, if you bought it used and can't take it back, or bought it from a friend or something like that, I get it. But again, if you bought it new and you had audio white noise from it, you take it back and you get another one that doesn't have audio white noise. Constant background noise on my microphone. New microphone did nothing, so I tried out a different part. New Realtek driver did nothing. That was the next thing I was going to say, because if you have the Windows default drivers and you don't install the actual driver from the motherboard, then that can cause microphones and such to not work correctly. Can't really describe it other than annoying white noise louder than my own voice. Seriously, any help? Well, you don't give that much information, but so he tried 2 different microphones. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what anybody. No comments. It says one comment though. What if somebody on here has me blocked? Oh no. Let's see. Have you wiped the drive and done a fresh Windows install since you got it? And that's gonna be what, and that's how you eliminate Windows from being the problem. Desktop scaling for broken pixels. Chasing the 8. A lot of people ask about that. You replace the monitor for broken pixels if you can't deal with them. Gaming PC monitor was recently messed up in transport, and a small portion on the left of the screen is black bars from top to bottom due to a crack in the LCD, liquid crystal display. Is there any way to resize the desktop to get rid of only the left side where the pixels are broken? Please let me know. Display scaling through the NVIDIA control panel didn't help resolution. Will make black bars on both sides due to aspect ratio. That's right. And that's like your letterbox thing that we used to have back in the day. If there's anything I can do without replacing the screen, let me know. Okay, none of these people on the Reddit want to spend any money at all. So they will put up with crazy stuff. So he's going to go to a lower resolution to not be able to see those pixels rather than just get another monitor, which you can get. You can use a monitor. You can also use a TV. So, I mean, you can do a TV for, what, $100 for a decent size one. So you could do that and not have to deal with that. But people are trying to spend money, and I can appreciate that. And if you're trying to use it for something else, if you're being trying to be thrifty there, trying to budget, etc., etc. I may have installed a virus. This is Deathlord 826. Of course you installed Deathlord. Of course you installed a virus. I embarrassingly, not spelled correctly, was looking for Roblox cheats, perhaps a kid, probably with the Deathlord, and found a website. Yes, definitely go to something called cheater.ninja. Yep. Jailbreak cheat. Yep, when you looked at the comments, people said it worked, so I downloaded. Oh, there's some comments on it that people said it worked. Okay, well, I mean, maybe a little kid. It could have been a little kid. When I tried to run it, but a little kid that knows about the Reddit, though, it said mount instead of open, but I clicked it, right? Right, and so basically that mounts it as a drive. That means it makes it so that Windows thinks that that particular file or group of files is on a separate drive. When my brain realized it was a mount onto a disk drive file, I thought it was a virus. I look in Task Manager, see LTD copyright system running. I close it off, turn off startup launch. When I try to delete the disk file, this file is running, can't install. You have to shut down the computer and reboot. I don't know if you did that, because even if you turn it away off a startup, it's still running at the time. Let's see. I looked through Task Manager, and there's a virus scan with malware bytes that they tell him. I've also tried restarting my PC. Oh, there you go. Security scan with Windows Defender. And this is a good rule for anybody. If you suspect any kind of stuff going on, or just if you want to be safe, scan with malware bytes, free/trial version. Time is 8:56. Trying to think if I want to play some more Last of Us tonight. Did 3 hours last night. I might. Let's do one more of these. Universal battery charger question. This is from Begone71. Nobody has answered me back yet, or it would be in my notification. Universal battery charger questions. I would like to charge my second smartphone battery separately. All universal battery chargers I saw had 2 pins, but on my battery it says 4 plus and minus and 1. Okay, would this charger still work, or I need a special charger? So I need a special charger for that. If you're not gonna, if you're not gonna charge it in the phone itself, you have to, yeah. That's another thing too. In addition to not wanting to spend money and not being smart enough to return a brand new computer that doesn't work correctly, They also want to do lots and lots of stupid crap on there that you don't need just because they want to do it. Alright, that was quick, so let's do another one. Using my laptop as an individual device that is also connected to my main computer so they work together. Speaking, let's see, standard shallot, 2562, let's see. Let me think about it. Using my laptop as an individual device, okay, that is also connected to my main computer so they work together. You can't, I had to tell this to somebody the other day. It's not like in, sorry for the spoiler alert, in No Way Home, where Doc Ock's arms grabbed onto Spider-Man's suit, Tony Stark's suit, and like merged with it, kind of, and it was like, oh, nanotechnology. And then all of a sudden, Spider-Man's suit, AI said, Bluetooth turning on. Bluetooth controls the arm. So then he was in control of the Doc Ock arms. So yeah, we're not there yet for that to happen. So you can't just put two devices next to each other and have them like combine and work together on something. That doesn't work like that. You get that a lot. You get, let's see, I've gotten several ones where people want to use a laptop as a second monitor. And so unless your laptop has an HDMI or other video source, unless it has an HDMI in, because HDMI doesn't go both ways. If it has a HDMI in, then you can do that. And you actually, it's funny because you actually can do that. It takes some doing to set up though, but you have to basically stream the image on your monitor over to the laptop. So you'd have to set it up to stream, and the laptop will be set up to receive. But that doesn't really do you any good because you can't like make an extension of the other file. It's just of the other image. It's just an exact copy of what's on yours. So you can do that, but it wouldn't do you any good. But let's see what he wants to use it for. Like a second monitor for my main PC, but I also want to be able to use the laptop independently as well. Example being, I want recording software open on my laptop, recording my main PC monitor, letting my main PC run the game without also having to record and let laptop take the load of No, you can't do that. Some streamers use secondary PC with capture card to stream their main computer. You'd have to have the capture card, yeah. He doesn't have that. Yeah. You don't have that in that line. And that's again, the problem is with any gaming or intense video editing, you are at a disadvantage by having a laptop, even if you have the same components as in a desktop, simply because of the heat issue and the throttling that happens when it gets hot. And so trying to do stuff on a laptop like this, other than just taking it from place to place and doing documents on it and doing web browsing on it, any more than that, you're going to be hit or miss as to what you can do. I mean, the expensive ones, the $1,000 plus laptops and stuff, they can play these games, and sometimes they do all right. But again, you're not going to get as much performance out of it as you could a desktop with the same components. All right. To transfer files, string unlucky 8767 to transfer files as in the Files app, MP3 files, from iPhone 7 to an HP laptop, and then put it onto a Sony MP3 player. Yep, you get iTunes. You did it before without it. You would have to put, because it's on my actual phone file. I don't know what he means by that. And again, could be a language thing. But iTunes would do it, but you also have to, you cannot, most times you cannot just connect a phone to a computer. At least not, I don't know how Mac works. I won't say about Mac, but you can't connect any phone generally to a computer and have it immediately see it as a flash drive, being able to access the memory on there. You need some kind of other program. So there could be some other third-party program, hit or miss on whether it's going to give you viruses like my boy got with the Roblox that he was embarrassed about. But there could be that. But why wouldn't you just use iTunes? So you do need software to do that, to be able to basically translate from the iPhone to the or any phone to the Windows operating system. Alrighty, it's 9:03, so we'll call it a stream. Upcoming streams. Do I want to play? Yeah, I probably will play some Last of Us. Maybe not 3 hours, maybe 2 hours. We'll see. So I'll do some Last of Us shortly. Maybe take like a 10-minute break, and then get on it. So yeah. So tomorrow, Tuesday. This was 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday, Tech Support with Coach Steve Money, as you can see here. Monday through Fridays. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the Ramsey Show After Show. Right after the Ramsey Show YouTube video is over. That's when I start my after show. Wednesdays, no set time. Curse of Oak Island, no cap recap. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I do old man video gaming. But also, as I just told you, I did some last night, and I'm going to be doing some more tonight. I do bonus ones all the time. So, and to go over my plugs again, I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Link is at the top of the chat and the video description below, and right here on my YouTube banner. PayPal is for donations. If you like what I'm doing, not what I'm gonna do. If you like what I'm gonna do, just decide in advance if you're gonna like it or not. If you like what I'm doing, what you're seeing on my YouTube channel, and you want to support me, you can do so monetarily via PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money. Cannot get money from YouTube until this number here, which says 405, says 1,000. And so that is the hard part. I've already satisfied all the other requirements, and so I can't, not only not paid for watch time, but you can't get super chats or anything else like that either. Alrighty. Oh, and Instagram is Coach Steve Money Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. Email is CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, and you can email me about any of the stuff on my channel, including the financial stuff, including Oak Island, including video gaming, including this computer stuff, and music, some song like parodies basically that I've written about the Ramsey stuff. Alrighty, make smart, technical, and smart financial decisions every day.